I also think that the Kaplan check Monday.
Yeah, the information on it. It was the top show on Monday night. It had over 11.44 million viewers.
Were there any baseball games going up against it?
Yes, there was. And that had 3.8 million viewers.
Okay, one baseball game at the same time. Which game was that, by the way? Was it the Red Sox and the Rays?
I'm not sure.
Okay, but there was a baseball game going up against Monday Night Football. Yeah. Okay, so the number probably would have been a little bit better. So the guy had his numbers wrong?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, so 11 million took in the Monday night game?
Yeah.
Okay. Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Billy is there. He's on the Dino Report, hour number 4 on a Thursday. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Dino. You know, the challenge we face today is citizens of this country is this PC Gestapo out there that's going on in all levels of society. You know, the Washington Redskins and the challenge to remove that name, you know, it reminds me a lot of a few years ago with Martha Burke, you know, and what went on in Augusta, Georgia with the Masters.
Yep, I've mentioned that many times as a comparison, yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is thankfully, you know, with the owner of the Redskins, this is a private owner, you know, doesn't have to worry about the public markets treating it negatively. You know, here in Boston, if you pull up the Herald today, you know, the PC Gestapo is going after David Koch as one of the major benefactors of WGBH, which is public television. They don't appreciate his views on the environment. And essentially what they're saying is those individuals who don't agree with us should have no voice in the matter. And I'm telling you, it's a dangerous path we're going down with these crazy people. And the media, we know them, they're right behind it the whole way. They're pushing it forward. It's a scary time right now, what's happening.
There's no question. And as I said yesterday, Dave, there's a lot of intimidation tactics that are being used. The media is at the front of the line when it comes to that kind of stuff. And people are intimidated into towing a line that maybe they don't buy entirely, but they don't want to be ostracized. They don't want to be vilified. They don't want to be looked upon as, you know, being someone who is not, you know, in lockstep with the rest of everybody else. So they go along with it. There's not enough people out there that possess an independent spirit and have the good sense to think for themselves. So, and the media's got a lot to do with this. They shape, they help to mold and shape public opinion. Not only that, but they tell you what to think. They tell you how to think, and it's unfortunate that way too many people just buy into this stuff.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you go back and you look at what they're doing right now, to quiet their opponents, whether it be the Redskins, whether it's WGBH getting rid of David Cook, who's on the board there, this all comes right out of the writings of Saul Alinsky back in the 60s, which was basically when your opponent disagrees with you, you mute your opponent, and that way your voice is the only one that's heard, and that's exactly what they're trying to do here.
Agreed, 1,000%, and I thank you for your call, sir. So Snyder reaches out to the fans of Redskins Nation yesterday. I'll get back to your calls here in a second. Just be patient. And, of course, this has sparked outrage. You know, it's like the Rick Riley piece from a couple weeks ago on ESPN.com, which was a tremendously well-written, logical, and more than anything, sane column written by Rick Riley. And Snyder basically has told everybody, hopefully here, and this is for everyone. This is for every politically correct piece of NFL media royalty out there that has written, you know, with their nonsensical, stupid stories about this, trying to create, and in many instances succeeding, trying to create a controversy where a controversy does not exist. And Snyder writes the following. You got to love this guy, first of all. Because in a PC world gone mad, here's a guy who comes out and just says what he feels. Thank God for people like this. And maybe you should take some of your cues from people like Dan Snyder and people like me, who don't toe company lines, who don't carry water for anybody, who don't really give a shit if you don't like what we do or what we say. It is up to us to determine our own destinies and our own futures. And in the case of Dan Snyder, as a businessman who spent his money to buy this franchise, he may do with it as he pleases. And he's going to keep the damn name. So Mike Wise in Washington and Tom Boswell, Chris Berman, Peter King, Mike Florio, Christine Brennan, Jarrett Bell, the whole lot of you, find a new cause because the game is over. They're the Washington Redskins. Today, tomorrow, forever, if Snyder's got something to do with it. Snyder writes, to everyone in our Washington Redskins nation, As loyal fans, you deserve to know that everyone in the Washington Redskins organization, our players, coaches, and staff, are truly privileged to represent this team and everything it stands for. We are relentlessly committed to our fans and to the sustained long-term success of this franchise. That's why I want to reach out to you, our fans, about a topic I wish to address directly: the team name, Washington Redskins. While our focus is firmly on the playing field, it is important that you hear straight from me on this issue. As the owner of the Redskins and a lifelong fan of the team, here is what I believe and why I believe it. Like so many of you, I was born a fan of the Washington Redskins. I still remember my first Redskins game. Most people do. I was only 6, but I remember coming through the tunnel into the stands at RFK with my father and immediately being struck by the enormity of the stadium and the passion of the fans all around me. I remember how quiet it got when the Redskins had the ball, and then how deafening it was when we scored. The ground beneath me seemed to move and shake, and I reached up to grab my father's hand. A smile on his face as he sang that song. He's been gone for 10 years now, but that smile and his pride are still with me every day. That tradition, the song, the cheer, it mattered so much to me as a child, and I know it matters to every other Redskins fan in the D.C. area and across the nation. Our past isn't just where we came from, it's who we are. As some of you may know, our team began 81 years ago, in 1932, with the name Boston Braves. The following year, the franchise name was changed to the Boston Redskins. On that inaugural Redskins team, 4 players and our head coach were Native Americans. The name was never a label. It was and continues to be a badge of honor. In 1971, our legendary coach, the late George Allen, consulted with the Red Cloud Athletic Fund located on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota and designed our emblem on the Redskins helmets. Several years later, Coach Allen was honored by the Red Cloud Athletic Fund. On the wall at our Ashburn, Virginia offices is the plaque given to Coach Allen, a source of pride for all of us. Washington Redskins is more than a name we have called our football team for over 8 decades. It is a symbol of everything we stand for: strength, courage, pride, and respect. The same values we know guide Native Americans and which are embedded throughout their rich history as the original Americans. I've listened carefully to the commentary and perspectives on all sides, and I respect the feelings of those who are offended by the team name. But I hope such individuals also try to respect what the name means, not only for all of us in the extended Washington Redskins family, but among Native Americans as well. Consider the following facts concerning the Washington Redskins name. 1. The highly respected Annenberg Public Policy Center polled nearly 1,000 self-identified Native Americans from across the continental United States and found that 90% of Native Americans did not find the team name Washington Redskins to be offensive. I gotta turn the page. 2. In April of 2013, the Associated Press survey, 79% of the respondents stated that the Washington Redskins should not change their name, while only 1.1% believe the team's name should change. Paul Woody, a columnist for the Richmond Times-Dispatch, interviewed 3 leaders of the Virginia Native American tribes this past May. They were all quoted by Mr. Woody as stating that the team name doesn't offend them, and their comments strongly supported the name Washington Redskins. Also in May, SiriusXM NFL Radio hosted Robert Green, the longtime and recently retired chief of the Fredericksburg area Patawomic tribe, who said on SiriusXM's NFL Radio, among other things, quote, "Frankly, the members of my tribe, the vast majority, don't find it offensive. I've been a Redskins fan for years, and to be honest with you, I would be offended if they did change the name. This is an attempt by somebody to completely remove the Indian identity from anything, and pretty soon you have a wipeout in society of any reference to Indian people. You can't rewrite history. Yes, there were some awful bad things done to our people over time, but naming the Washington football team the Redskins, we don't consider to be one of those bad things. Snyder continues. Our franchise has a great history, tradition, and legacy representing our proud alumni and literally tens of millions of loyal fans worldwide. We have participated in some of the greatest games in NFL history and have won 5 world championships. We are proud of our team and the passion of our loyal fans. Our fans sing, "Hail to the Redskins," in celebration at every Redskins game. They speak proudly of Redskins Nation in honor of the sports team they love. So when I consider the Washington Redskins name, I think of what it stands for. I think of the Washington Redskins' traditions and pride I want to share with my 3 children, just as my father shared with me, and just as you have shared with your family and friends. I respect the opinions of those who disagree. I want them to know that I do hear them, and I will continue to listen and learn. But we cannot ignore our 81-year history, or the strong feelings of most of our fans, as well as Native Americans throughout the country. After 81 years, the team name Redskins continues to hold the memories and meaning of where we came from, who we are, and who we want to be in the years to come. We are Redskins Nation, and we owe it to our fans, we owe it to our coaches, we owe it to our players, past and present, to preserve that heritage. With respect and appreciation, Dan Snyder. P.S. He writes, that's short for postscript. Wherever I go, I see Redskins bumper stickers, Redskins decals, Redskins t-shirts, Redskins everything. I know how much this team means to you, and it means everything to me as well. Always has. I salute your passion and your pride for the burgundy and gold. Dan Snyder. Go away, Peter King. Go away, Peter Keating. Go away, Christine Brennan. Go away, Jarrett Bell. Go away, Mike Florio. Go away, Mike Wise. Go and do something else. The game is over. The name of the team is the Washington Redskins. The owner has emphatically told you he is not changing the name of the team. It's time to stop. Put away the toys. Go do something else more useful and worthwhile. Stop wasting your time and everyone else's time, because nobody cares. And as we go to break, strike up the band one more time and sing it with me. Hail, oh hail. Hail to the Washington Redskins.